Greetings everyone, this is Golden Warrior 0000 here to do a review of my favorite game of all time. I'm so excited. Mass Effect 2. In my opinion, if this game doesn't get Game of the Year, just because, I can't think of a reason why it wouldn't, but let's say it's not on the list for Game of the Year, and that would be a travesty of justice. It has to... Okay, let's start. Let's see. The ammo system has been changed from the first game. In the first game you had unlimited ammo, but if you kept shooting repeatedly, your weapon would overheat and you couldn't fire for a short period of time. This time it's different. This time you have a limited amount of ammo and you can pick up ammo along the way. This makes things a little easier, but you still have a bit of a point where you have to reload every time. Sometimes reloading is really quick, sometimes reloading is not very quick. But that's what makes this much better, because I didn't like the ammo system because it was way too easy. I mean, you just had to stop shooting for a little bit and hide behind something and then pull out and then keep shooting again. This time you have to hide while you're reloading. And this time if you run out of ammo for a weapon, you've got to switch to a new weapon. You can't just keep using the same weapon throughout the entire game. One of the few complaints I do have about this game is that there are not enough weapons in this game. There should have been a lot more weapons. But you know what, I guess beggars can't be choosers. This is a really great game, though, even without all the great weapons like the last game had. The last game didn't really have a lot of great weapons, but this one has a lot of great weapons, just singular weapons, though. They don't have a lot of multiple weapons, like multiple types of one single weapon. It has a small amount of weapons, but the small amount of weapons that it does have is very good, and I like them. It may have a small amount, but that is a very minuscule problem that I'm just going to completely overlook for now. Another great thing about this game is how they take the story in a bit of a new direction. I'm going to make a spoiler right here, so if you don't know what happens already at the beginning of the game, you might want to turn off this review right now and stop listening. Shepard dies in the beginning of the game, and one of the minor things per people of the other game, Cerebus. If you played the game and went through a lot of the cycles, you would have heard of Cerebus before. If you hadn't, then you're just confusing yourself. But Cerebus, one of the very minor players of the first game, comes back in the second game as a major player, and they introduce a whole slew of new characters, and Shepard is rebuilt by Cerebus and has to work for Cerebus, or with Cerebus, in order to help save the galaxy from a new threat, which is the Collectors this time. Okay, the amazing depth of the characters and the conversations and the romances you can have are endless here. There are so many great conversations you can have, so many different options you can pick. This game is just amazing. I love the conversations you can have and how you can pick different options and stuff again. It's the same as last time. I'm not going to go through all the details like last time, but this is just amazing. And the romances are much more in-depth than they were the last time. You can pick and choose your romances. There are several you can get, several you can't get, and you know, it's just a great overall experience with the conversation and the romance and such. Another great thing about the game is all the new characters they added into the game. There are a lot of great new characters. Samara, Jack, Morden, and the old characters come back, like Joker, Tali, Grunt. You even get to see cameos of every single character you saw in the previous game, except for the one that died on Vermire. You don't get to see that one because they're kind of dead. You also get to see a bunch of other minor characters all over again. You know, it just makes for a great playing experience. And the Paragon and Renegade system is back in there, and that is also incredible. And also, the new planetary exploration system and the getting rid of the Mako, which was one of the things I hated, is one of the great points about this game. And they've also fixed that graphic problem that I mentioned in my review of Mass Effect 1. And that is another huge positive. I love it. I can just keep praising this game. I could go on forever praising this game, and I'm going to continue right now because I still want to praise the game some more. The fighting system has been improved so much since the first one. The amount of damage enemies take, the different types of enemies, the variety of enemies, that has improved leaps and bounds from the first one. And there are actually boss battles every here and now, and they're much better than the old boss battles used to be. The game has improved by leaps and bounds. I have no doubt about that whatsoever in any way, shape, or form. And you know what? I could literally go on forever with praise about this game, but if I just keep going on forever, eventually you're going to get bored with hearing me constantly praise this game. And I don't really care about that, but I need viewers and subscribers, so I have to care about that for the time being. It's time for my final review and my overall review of the game. Overall, this is by far the best game I have ever played. There is no question that this is my favorite game of all times. And you know what? It used to be a different game. Dragon Age Origins used to be my favorite game, and this game came along and blew it out of the frickin' water, man. A 5 out of 5, no doubt, no question. There is no room for doubt in my mind that this game is my favorite game of all time, and it will continue to be my favorite game of all time for a long time to come. And I'm going to be watching carefully to see if there's any other game that can even slightly compare with this game and maybe beat it out for Game of the Year. Well, this has been Golden Warrior 0000 with my favorite review of all time, saying play Mass Effect 2. It's going to be Game of the Year in my opinion, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.